Hey guys, this is Ty Travers, and welcome to Disturbed. Created by Brad Moore. Here we go. Another dull day passes you. Yeah. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt, and your cow is sick. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day, you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You are going to do something about it. You stand in front of a humble home, pondering what you should do next. Yeah, this game is basically a choice game where I'm gonna die a lot, but I am looking forward to all these drawings because as a semi-artist myself, small artist, I have a few photos here and there. Um, I really enjoy seeing other artwork. I go to galleries often, so let's make some choices. Go to the crops, go into the house, go into the shed. I gotta check on my crops, see how they're doing. A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away, and time is running short. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground, and a growing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand here, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. Inspect the water. You inspect the water, looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. You kneel down and grab a mushroom. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores sprays from the mushroom. Your hands begin to burn and melt as you observe them. Slowly your body shrivels up in a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die eventually after crawling about on the ground. Your adventure ends here. Well, okay. Remember when I said I was gonna die a lot? Die, yeah. Died after one mushroom. Okay. Well, not going to go to the mushroom. Let's go to the shed. You attempt to open the shed, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Well, good job me, not knowing what I did with my own keys. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness, as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems would go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Let's open the chest. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems like you have less valuables than you anticipated. You close the chest. Well, this guy is just living in the lap of luxury now, isn't he? Man, I thought my days were tough. He dies like every 5 seconds. Dear Journal, another usual day at the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethany is also doing quite well. Never disappointed with her milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be social with a cow. I think that was a while ago because that cow's not doing so well right now. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Someone broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke up one night to a foul smell I never came across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city to see what this is about. Let's go to bed. You lay in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of wind blowing outside against the grass. You begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything of it. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. The chants get louder, and your vision grows in more detail. You reach towards the stone with your hand. As your finger makes contact, a clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away, like dust in the wind. The particles flow into the stone, sapping the life from your body. You feel pain you have never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. You suddenly see yourself lying in bed, never to wake up again. Your adventure ends. Okay. Well, nightmares are scary things. Sometimes you die, right? Nightmare on Elm Street here is more like it. Jeez. Freddy, why'd you have to do this? Follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. Maybe. Continue down the path, go into the cave. Let's go to the cave. Go into the cave. There's a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. Go further into the cave. When you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you have made a terrible mistake even thinking that something helpful could be in here. Fight the bear, run away. Fight the bear. You scan the ground and notice that there are numerous rocks and you can grab and throw at the bear. You begin to do so and the bear approaches you. One after another, you throw the rocks as hard as you can. That's a cool picture. I do like that picture of that bear. The bear charges at you and you bend over to grab another rock, tackling you to the ground. The bear bites into your neck. Your body quickly goes limp and you die. Your adventure ends here. Scratch another off the list. I feel like this game is more find all the ways you can die. I don't think I'm going to make it through this. I wonder what's going to happen if I decide to run away from the bear. Do you think the bear is still going to get me? Let's find out. Go into the cave. Go further. Bear's there. Run the fuck away. The moment you turn, the bear roars, the ground shaking the loose stones about the cave. As you think about it, this making it back home. Well, you make it to the trail, then the bear catches up with you, tackling you to the ground. You scream in pain as the bear rips you apart. Your adventure ends here. So no, you cannot escape the bear. Let's go down the path some more. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Inspect the wagon. You look at the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow, from what you recall. Maybe he is home. Inspect the shack. You walk towards the structure and knock on the door. Hey! Ya home? Sir? You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not somewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. That sounds like the worst idea ever. I found this random key. I'm gonna go into this guy's house when he's not home. I think this guy wants to die. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place. The room is a wreck just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal reading a passage you can't hurt. Sure, you're already broken in entering. Why not? Today's training went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled about most, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently there is a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch anything from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick. But what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. These past couple of weeks have been really rough on me. My trading business has gone under and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. So we got Shaq Man. I'm gonna call him Shaq, like Shaquille O'Neal. Sounds good. Balling. Okay, let's open the trap door. You observe a trap door and notice a lock keeping it closed. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get into it. Without thinking, you travel down. Oh, and there's a lovely lady down here. Mwah. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. You notice immediately that there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness around you as you stay in an awful peace. Talk to the woman, leave the shack. Let's say hi. She's probably nice. You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there. Let me out of here. The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. What you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me, even if I told you the truth. Something brought you here. Please have mercy on me. I'll free the woman. I'm a nice person. I feel like anyone should be freed if they're chained up like this. It's just not how civilization should be. No. You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. As her arms become free, she moans in pain. Oh, thank you so much. The woman struggles to regain her strength and starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns toward you. I will now do you a favor. What seems to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock into your arms. Energy flees from your body and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away and everything goes black. It is unfortunate that your journey ends here. Damsel in distress. Okay, see? This is why no one helps anyone anymore these days. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go save someone, and then they find out that worst idea ever, and you should have just stayed home. Cross the bridge, not the shack. No one cares. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Pick at the grass or take a nap. Let's pick at the grass. As you pick at the grass blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, roots from below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. You turn around to see a large angry face looking back at you. What? Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of the roots squeeze what air is left out of you from the body. Your adventure ends here. Okay. This place is really weird. We've had creepy ghost skeletons, we've had nightmares, we've had bear attacks, we've had tree attacks. What was the other one? I've had some poisonous mushrooms. There's been 5 deaths. Your eyes close and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. I can see that. You reach a point where the trail splits into 2 paths. Which one should you go? Left. After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there is some sort of trail that leads through the grass up towards the nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way do you go? Continue down the path, follow the trail in the grass, go back where the path splits. Let us go down the trail in the grass. Ooh, there's a sword. Following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. Inspect the grave. You approach the grave, you look at the sword with intrigue. Before you can touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. Well, this isn't going well. You freeze before the apparition. The sword, may I have it? This blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire this sword, free me from it. You slowly motion for the sword. Fool! Only something of a pure essence can free me, a rare hope, like a flower found in darkness. Grab the sword anyway. You reach for the sword. Before you can lay a finger on it, the spirit grabs your arm. A sharp pain flows over your body as your flesh melts from your bones. Where fragments remain fall to the earth, your adventure ends here. A cursed blade. Great. This is fun. Okay. Oh, I didn't know. Is that? That's always been there, hasn't it? Go to the crops. Yep, that's always been there. Okay. Well, let's start utilizing the quick save thing so I can actually. I'll do the quick save at the crossroads because that'll be like roughly half ish. I don't know. Regular save. I don't know. We're gonna continue. Oh no, I didn't want to go right. Oh, I guess we're going right now. You reach the end of your pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a hole carved into it. Go to the gate, inspect the tree, go back to the passage splits. Inspect the tree. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You look and see something shiny in the hole as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you feel 3 knobs, one on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on your left. Press the knobs. Press the left knob. Press the middle knob. Press the right knob. The knob locks in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing special happens. Left. Middle. Middle. Right. Left. I'll have to figure that one out. Okay, also blah 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 blah. Go to the gate. You approach the gate. Enter. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. This is no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. There is a fountain before you with a statue of your right and left. Enter the tower, inspect the statue. Inspect the statue on the left. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines and thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, the other with a finger pointed up towards the sky. You feel it's best to leave the statue alone. To the right statue. Before you stands an old statue that has broken in many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there are only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. Inspect the fountain. There is a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and smells burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain as if you were calling to you or something. Oh, okay. Into the tower. You approach the door. As you reach the doorknob, a visible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. So we have to figure out how to do the tree. We have to figure out how to... We have to figure out a lot of things. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Continue that. Follow the trail of grass. Continue on. You pause to see that there's a lake nearby. A trail continues on to your right. Inspect the lake. You step near the lake and look down into it. Resting underwater is an orb of some sort, sitting on the bottom of the lake. There's something strange about it, and if it was calling out to you. Dive in. This couldn't end badly, right? You close your eyes and jump into the lake. You open your eyes and see a stone sitting before you. You stretch and make your way towards it. A large fish comes into view. It quickly notices you with its mouth stretched open. You try to leap for the surface, but the fish catches up to you. You quickly find yourself hopeless before the creature. You close your eyes as the giant fish rips your body apart with its teeth. You die a very painful death. Your adventure ends here. Don't need a fishing permit. Beautiful. Load. Quick. This one. Yes. Follow the trail in the grass. Continue on. Continue along the trail. Trail comes to an end. There's a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill, a large field of grass. Inspect the stone pillars. You stand before the large stones arranged in a shape of a circle. In the center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it. Something is meant to be placed here. Seeing that you can't do anything, you head back. So I think that's where the orb goes. But I gotta figure out how to get the orb without dying from the fish. You find yourself gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off into the distance. As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Surely your unique power of unicorn can help you with your quest, but there's clearly something wrong. If only there was a way to charm it. Okay. So, we have learned a few things. And died a lot. You walk for some time to find an endless field of grass. There is a stone well near the path. Inspect the well. You peer down the well. Other than the evident water at the bottom, there are a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you feel you should go down and take the coin. Grab the coin. You lean over the ledge of the wall. There is no possible way you could obtain the coin by reaching for it. With this in mind, you turn and climb down along the inner wall of the wall. You take a few successful steps, but your luck runs out. You misplace your foot and you fall. Tumbling about, your body clashes against the stone walls. With a single knock of your head, you lose consciousness of your accident. With a splash, you fall in the water. Your body sinks effortlessly, and you drown without realizing it. Your adventure ends here. Well, that sounds like my luck. Just la di da di da, and then drown. So this is why you don't try to take money from the well. Continue on. Walking over hills and grass and grain, you reach the walls of Aramor. Several times a year you come here to trade goods with the farm. You discover the plague that has spread to your farm is also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. You come across a long way and you desire to turn back now. You march forward into the tantalized source. Before you can realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soil. Darkness consumes you and your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain as you suffocate and die. Your adventure ends here. Why? Why? Okay. A way to be pure. Figure out this thing. So we have 3 knobs, a left, middle, and a right. Yeah! So to shift under you. Everything goes dark and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way out, but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. Yeah, see, the way I figured that out is the statues that were in there. The one on the left was pointing up, and on the right, it had 2 fingers. So I was like, 1, 2, 2. And it worked. Nice. You see 3 separate paths. Quick save. Within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Let's go left. Make your way through the darkness. You come to a split and pass. Which way do you go? Let's continue left. Left has been good. Move forward into the darkness. You see a super through paths in the wall. You choose left. Okay, so I just went in a big circle. Let's go right. You struggle forward on your way and you become completely dark. You notice that there's a light off in the distance as you continue to make your way forward. Eventually you make it to some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess is that it wasn't part of the initial design. You turn around and see a door. There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move through the doorway. You find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn about and discover that in each direction there is a door. Boxes, supplies, and debris litter the floor and corners of the room. You notice that there are several markings on the doors and floor, some of which scare you. You got a bad feeling about this place. Ooh. Game's getting good, I see. Woo. The game has made a change. And it also is longer than I anticipated, which I'm not complaining. I enjoy this. I'm finding all the weird ways that I'm supposed to die, apparently. And also, I have figured out that there's more to this than the just like the normal dialogue going through. It seems like I have to go back and forth between a lot of rooms, figure out like how I need to put that orb into the stone pillars, but I can't without the being able to defeat the fish. We just got to figure out how this goes. So I will continue this game, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.